in my left breast. I didn't take it too seriously. I thought, oh, just lumpiness, you know, whatever. But I did go to see my OBGYN, and I had to get a mammogram, so I went for the mammogram, and I was like, positive thinking, everything's going to be okay. So I just went on with life. Well, like on that following, you see, I had my mammogram, and 3 days later, he called me on a Saturday. I'm like, what's going on? So he asked me if I could come in to see him. So I said, okay, I'll schedule an appointment for next week. He said, no. Can you come in now? Come into his office on a Saturday? And I'm still like, oh my goodness, what could this be? So I decided, okay, I better go, because he wouldn't be calling me on a Saturday. I mean, doctors don't work on Saturdays. That's what I was thinking. And so I went to see him with my 7-year-old daughter in tow. And I got there. We sat in the waiting room for just a little while. He came out to get me, and he said, Monica, you can come back now, but could you have Moni stay in the lobby? I was like, in the waiting room, I mean. I was like, oh, I kept getting more and more worried, because I just tried to be free-spirited and, you know, think, oh, it's going to be okay. Well, I went back in his room, and he told me that I had breast cancer, a cancerous lump in my left breast. And I just exhaled, because I thought, I can't cry. My daughter is in the waiting room. So I just held it together like I normally do. And I just thought, oh my goodness. Because 5 months prior, I had just been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I thought, oh, I just had to exhale. I thought, oh, I just need to be tough. So I went ahead and left. And I held it together all the way just because of my daughter. And so I got to my best friend's house right here and lost it. And we prayed, and she reminded me that I am God's child. He is going to take care of me. So I was all good. So I went home. And then my OB-GYN, he did call me and let me know what the process would be to get this cancer out. And so that following week I started, well, I had the lump removed, and I had a lumpectomy on my left breast. And we started the chemotherapy and the radiation. And at that time, the medical community was recommending mammograms starting at the age of 35. So, you know, I'm like, I'm only 32. Why do I have breast cancer? You know, but it can hit anybody, which we know because there's others in here that had it starting at age 23. But, so I did the chemotherapy and the radiation, and I worked the whole time that I was going through this, because I didn't want to just lay down and die, because I'm still going to live. I have to live for myself, my family, my daughter. I had to do it, you know. So that was the first occurrence. Well, then in 2012, I needed to schedule a mammogram, but I kept putting it off. I was too busy. But God said, you need to go for a mammogram, because one night I was getting ready for bed, put my nightshirt on, and my hand swiped my left breast. And something didn't feel right. So I thought, I always diagnose myself, I thought, it's just the scar tissue, from my lumpectomy. And then I said, no, I better go to the doctor. So I did. I went to see my OBGYN. She did the breast exam, and she looked really concerned. And she kept telling me, even though she looked extra concerned, she kept telling me, oh, it's going to be okay. It's probably nothing. She said, but I'm going to send you for some more tests and all this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, it's been 13 years, so it shouldn't have come back because I did everything I was supposed to do, including the tamoxifen for 5 years. And I thought I was out of the water. Well, I went for a mammogram, and it was taking too long for the radiologist to read it, and I thought, oh no. And sure enough, they had to do a biopsy, an MRI, and all these other tests just to confirm that it was breast cancer again in my left breast. But the only thing was, I couldn't have another lumpectomy, and I would have to have a mastectomy. And I thought, oh. So I went ahead and had the mastectomy and the reconstruction on my left breast, and then I had the breast lift on the right breast. And just making it through that, it was like, oh, I just want it to be over. I want to get back to normal. I want to look normal too. And to top it off, when I got the reconstruction, the plastic surgeon put it in up under my armpit almost. So, like we were younger, we used to do the arm farts. I had a regular occurring arm fart whenever I would put my arm down. So I was like, why? I mean, he's done hundreds, maybe thousands of this reconstruction, and then he puts mine half under my armpit. I was like, oh. So when I went for a consultation before I had my surgery, he looked at me and he said, yeah, we need to move that breast over. I'm just like, oh, you think? So I went ahead and scheduled, the mastectomy. And guess what? He had been out on vacation and he was behind schedule. So I had to have it on one day, December the 7th, my birthday. So I'm like, oh, well, I have 2 birthdays. So I wasn't mad. Well, I was, but, So I had, all that stuff done. And the whole time, I did go through the chemotherapy once every 3 weeks. And the chemo wasn't that hard on me at all. I never got sick. My blood count went low one time, and then it came back up. I continued with my chemotherapy, and I finished on May 23rd, and now I'm only doing a preventative treatment, Herceptin, until January. Then it'll all be over.
Yes.
And I'm thinking I'm going to be completely finished. It's going to be over. It's going to be out. I ain't doing this no more. But what God says is I can do all things through Him that strengthens me. Remember that. Philippians 4:13. So, with him and my wonderful support system, my 8 family and friends that came, and just a positive attitude. And I did have my mammogram last week, and everything's fine. the mammograms. We have to. And don't nobody like getting mammograms done, just like we don't like going to the dentist. Yeah, they're going to pull, tug, smash, all that, but it's all good. Okay, thank you.
She's just a ball of joy. I'm telling you, with all that she has fought, she just giggles and laughs, and it's like, if that doesn't light you up,